The Tyler Davidson Fountain, of course, one of the most famous things in our city.
Yep.
Sits right there on Fountain Square, surrounded by stores and great restaurants.
Yeah, today is one of the most visited attractions in the Queen City. Every time you see people on Fountain Square, they're having their pictures taken with it as a backdrop. And Local 12's Perry Schaible got an inside look at what it takes to keep the fountain flowing. And Perry joins us now from Fountain Square, that beautiful fountain in the background. And good morning, Perry.
Good morning to you, John. The fountain is actually cast in bronze. It sits on a granite base, and it's estimated that 500 gallons of water runs through it every minute. And that's fitting because the entire theme of the fountain centers around the uses of water, from necessary uses at the top down to industrial uses, and then the fantasy uses on the outside. The genius of water. She watches as roughly 2 million people cross Fountain Square every year. The genius is 9 feet tall, standing on top of the Tyler Davidson Fountain. She's a thing of beauty, but it's her secrets that are most captivating.
She's a piece sitting on top of a box, sitting on top of a shaft. All the sculptures are actually bolted onto the structure. The plate, so everything in there is bolted together with individually marked bolts so that it could go back together when they brought it here from Germany. But yeah, so it's probably about 100 different pieces make it up.
The fountain was a gift to the people of Cincinnati 135 years ago. Today, it's a symbol of the city. The genius watches over us, and that's why the city gives her the royal treatment. Every 2 weeks, the fountain is turned off and drained as a team of city workers transcend upon it for general maintenance. If you ever have time, take a minute. Stop and watch them clean. If you do, you'll see Tom Jacobs. He's the guy with the hat and long ponytail.
Right now we're doing a general cleaning. We remove all the debris and change, and we go ahead and hose it down to get the dirt to flow down to the lower basin. Then we move on down to the lower basin and do the same process.
Jacobs has been working on the fountain for 25 years. He knows its secrets and where to find them. The fountain is hollow inside. You get into it through a locked door in the garage underneath the square. There's a shower stall and a ladder. Look up and you can see all the way to the top of the fountain. The genius's head and hands actually come off to allow for piping to come through.
It's a privilege, really, part of history. So the ones before us, we're just carrying on, and hopefully they'll take good care of it after we go. And it's just a thing of pride, really.
Tom retires in a few months. He says care of the fountain is a labor of love. The fountain has been moved 3 times in 1971, 2000, and 2006. The most interesting part to Tom still stands today. She watches over the city from her perch in the sky. And you know what, John? One interesting thing that you may not know is the bottom. There are 4 statues on the outside, and it's typically men riding different water animals. And like I said, the theme of the fountain centers around water. Well, each of those different fountains on the outside, those are actually drinking fountains, fresh water from there, and you can drink out of those. John, back to you.
I've heard that before, but I never knew if I should believe it or not.
Yeah, whether you can drink out of them or not.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of questioned that, and they said no, they have a special piece to it. It is fresh water. You can drink out of them.
Well, that's good to know, just in case you need a drink. But, you're from here. You grew up with the fountain. What was the biggest surprise that you had when you had that backstage pass?
Well, there are a few different things. I think when you think about the fountain, we all see it, we know it, we love it, but how often do you really get up close and personal and look at it? Well, you saw there that I was actually up in those basins, and when you get close to it, it is absolutely magnificent, very, very detailed, handcrafted. Everything is absolutely beautiful and well thought out. And even the panels at the side, I don't know if you guys ever get a chance to stop and take a look at the panels on the sides. Those represent the industrial uses of water. water. And again, just the detail on one of those panels, there is a roping that is absolutely amazing. I mean, it really stands out and gives that 3D look. And then when you get when you get in the inside, you can see the back of those panels and you can still see the detail in them. So just well built. They said it was amazing how well it was built and that it's really standing the test of time.
It really is. All right, Perry Schaible, very interesting Backstage pass this week. Thank you so much, Perry.
No problem.